So we have transgenderism, unfortunately. We had an attempt at transracialism. Shout out Ollie London. Now we have trans-speciesism? Species? Just somebody who's just a deranged furry. But why do I need to be redundant? Man who spent $14,000 to transform himself into a collie. And kind of a creepy taxidermy look to him. But whatever. For only $14,000. Like, okay, I had another story that was pulled up of $23,000 somebody spent on a wolf fursuit. These furries, man. I don't know, man. They're the highest ordered degenerates, but how do they have so much expendable income on just absolutely dumb stuff? But steps out for the first ever walk in public. So it's not so much what these people do behind their own closed doors, which is probably far more degenerate than this. It's just what is a part of the kink right here is going outside and making other people uncomfortable in order to enhance their experience. That's where it starts to stray into the absolute disgusting part of this, if it wasn't as much already. The dog these days are just beginning for this. Oh, the dog days are just beginning for this, man. Ha! God, I want to die. The Japanese native. Okay, listen, man, I said I wasn't going to do it. I had it pulled up, but then I had to pull it up again because, okay, here's this guy's wolf fursuit. Okay, $23,000. Doesn't look all that bad, okay? And then you get realistic pictures of it as well, okay? And it's like, yeah, it looks off, okay? You just throw a little CGI on it or something like that, and okay, yeah, if you needed a wolf, okay. It could have been a good stand-in for one of the dire wolves in Game of Thrones, okay? I don't think anyone had specific markings on it like that. But no, it wouldn't be all that bad. But why the fuck is it Japanese guys? Like, they have one of the most enviable cultures that are out there, just with the homogeneity, low crime rates, all of that shit. Like, everything's going great. If you just aren't a fucking dork, and given the fact that you have $23,000 to spend on this affront to God, if you weren't so fucking weird, you could probably get some fucking box so you wouldn't have to dress up like a goddamn dog. Man, this shit makes me so fucking sad because, yeah, okay, it's a good fursuit. I guess it should be for about $23,000. I'm not a furry. I don't know what the going rate for this shit is, but dude, you live in Japan. Prime real estate. I would love Japan more if Asian women did literally anything for me, but they just right close to the bottom. There's another group that's below that. Nothing against Asians. They're the great people, the hardworking, all of the standard shit that normally people have to say in order to backpedal whenever you call them racist, but I actually mean it. Just something about it, man. I just don't like that horizontal pussy, I guess. The private citizen who goes only by Toco online. Yeah, heaven forbid your real name gets out there and you get embarrassed. Says the unusual garment has helped actualize his dream of becoming an animal. Footage shared to Toco's YouTube channel where he boasts more than 32,000 subscribers. Jesus Christ, man, I want to die. Probably after this is probably a hell of a lot more. I'll pull it up in the background, see if there's, something to report on, because this obviously came out a couple of days ago, and I'd imagine it's probably only done wonders for this absolute monstrosity. And yeah, just about at 37,000 subscribers. And what are you getting per view? Okay, per video, 3 million views, 700,000 views. Drinking a Coke. Yeah, getting pretty reliable view counts. Just not getting very many people to subscribe. Like, yo, that's the entirety of the like, he's got views for days. It's just everybody looks at it and stares and goes, why are you doing this? Or they originally subscribed to the channel, but then they just kept getting recommended furry stuff, and it's like, that's it. And there was way too many broken phones, so they couldn't continue to do that. Shows him clad in a costume as he frolics on the lawn, rolls on the floor, plays fetch. So it's kind of like Dylan Mulvaney. All right then. Toco has even uploaded a video of himself venturing out in public as a dog for the first time. Yes, and also has a mentally deranged handler. Bystanders appear to be in awe of the man's doggy debut as he paraded down the busy street in a viral clip, which has racked up 1.7 million views. But to be completely honest, okay, like I said before, it's like, okay, that's the head of this guy's fursuit. I guess it really shows that, hey man, if you would have just spent a little bit more, it would have looked a little bit more lifelike, but all right then. The body looks a little bit more believable, but yeah, the eyes and the nose, it's a little bit off, but I guess it kind of has to be, maybe because of breathing or something like that. Anyways, Toco completed the costume with a harness strapped around his furry around his costume's abdomen. But admittedly, he was nervous and scared of venturing out in public could bring back shame. And in Japan, there's a lot of that. So if anybody would have figured that out, they would have went, ugh, God, no, go away, go back home, you fucking the freak. Do you remember your dreams when you were little? Yeah, when I was little, okay? I wanted to be a fire truck. I wanted to be a ninja, okay? And then I turned 6 and everything changed, okay? Do you want to be a hero or a wizard? Well, those don't need to be mutually exclusive, okay? If you want to be a wizard, well, go hang out with some GOP staffers because they're often caught trying to show their staffs off to kids, but you can be a hero. I don't know, unless you wanted to be a rescue dog and all you watched was just Clifford the Big Red Dog on repeats. He wrote in a clip describing his life dog dream. That's weird. Is seemingly unrealistic. I remember writing in my grade school graduation book that I wanted to be a dog and walk outside. Now, I'm not a violent man by any means, but I read stuff like this and I see somebody that has that much expendable income, but I just have this intrinsic need to want to bully these guys and shake them down because you're not doing anything productive with your cash. I remember, anyways, as an introduction to his unusual, unhealthy hobby. That right there is fucking creepy, okay? That does not look like a dog. That's like, am I gonna get pranked here for a second? No, there's just a guy inside. All right, I'm calling the cops because this seems like some sort of, I don't know, Seven or Saw-esque torture. What are you doing? Toco answered a series of questions in a video posted last year. Like, how many medications are you on? Why didn't your parents beat you? Like, there's a bunch of different questions that probably needed to be answered. Admitting he always had a vague dream of becoming an animal, all right, ever since he was a child. Then he converted to Hinduism, started believing in reincarnation, and thought, hey, man, you know what, maybe I'll just enjoy the life that I have here. But no, that didn't happen. When I fulfilled that dream, fur-filled, get it? This is how it turned out. He wrote in a clip, adding that he chose to become a collie due to its negligible size difference between the breed and humans. Sorry, I see border collies. There's actually a few people relatively close to where I live that have border collies. That says more about this manlet than it does for actual regular sized people. Because, okay, on their hind legs, I couldn't imagine maybe from like tail to toes, probably no larger than about 4.5, maybe 5 feet at best. At best, we're talking. That's a big dog. But I guess there's probably not a big Rottweiler or Mastiff population in Japan because it's a small country. But yeah, that doesn't even make, like, that looks fucking creepy, okay? That looks like somebody who gets their dog stuffed after he dies because he was a member of the family. You know, those, like a really creepy distant aunt who would do that. Zeppet, the company that manufactured Toco's Collie costume, says it took 40 days to create the furry fashion item, which cost a cool 2 million yen, so 14,161 United States dollars. Modeled after a collie dog, it reproduces the appearance of a real dog, sort of, walking on 4 legs. That would be so fucking uncomfortable, man. The company spokesperson told Yes News Australia, despite garnering online fame for his puppy pursuit. Toco conceals his unusual proclivities from most of his friends and family. Yeah, because we haven't seen this guy's face. Not like I'm looking for it. Frankly, I don't give a shit. This is fucking weird. And even just his online persona deserves to be shamed and ridiculed for this degenerate behavior. I rarely tell my friends because I'm afraid they will think I'm weird. Justifiably so. He said in a separate interview with The Mirror, my friends and family seem very surprised to learn that I became an animal. No, dude, you played dress up and took it way too fucking seriously. Meanwhile, the Japanese man said last year that most of his colleagues are also unaware that he dresses as a dog outside of work, except for him. Constantly, it's like, my ear's a little bit itchy, and then he flicks his heels and puts them behind his head and does that thing. I don't want my hobbies to be known, especially by the people I work with. Exactly. Except for this poor goofy bitch who probably just thinks that there's a jar of peanut butter in there for him. Because, you know, white women and dogs. I think it's weird that I want to be a dog. No shit. For the same reason why I can't reveal my face. No, exactly. You got to get so many subscribers. You got to set that as a goal. Like at 250,000, you're going to do a face reveal. Or, I don't know, maybe you'll bark out the Japanese national anthem. Or who knows? You play your cards right and you just try to make this last long enough. Maybe just like the Bud Light situation, maybe Purina will send you a customized bag of dog food. with Toco's face on it. One can hope, right? So with all that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.